Hello everyone. It's been a very busy and stressful start to the new year, but in between things, I have been able to engage in some good old-fashioned fantasy world building. In this video, I'll show you some of the concept art I have made for the various inhabitants, as well as talk a bit about them and the world I am building. It all began with those accursed mages. Once human scholars, they discovered the Threshold, a rift between their world and the realm of the Ageless, a dimension beyond space and time. The mages sapped magic from the Ageless realm for centuries, becoming ever more craven as their power grew, before its denizens retaliated. The Ageless sealed the Threshold and cursed the mages, who now exist as worm-like leeches, relying on scraps of technology just to survive. Some try to atone for their crimes by helping rebuild a blighted world, while others scheme to somehow regain their lost power. Children born near the Threshold, or sites where the mages conducted their depraved leechcraft experiments, were not like other humans. They bore a variety of weird and wondrous physical attributes, and many were blessed, or cursed, with equally strange abilities. These altered humans, touched by the magic of the Ageless realm, soon came to be known as Thresholders. Shunned by some and revered by others, they try to find a place for themselves in a ravaged world. When the Threshold was sealed, not everyone made it back to their home dimension in time. Some of the Ageless remained stranded in the human realm, much to their confusion and torment. Unaccustomed to existing in such a limited reality, shackled by linear time, it was difficult for them to adjust. Most stranded Ageless now use their glamour magic to alter their appearance, as their true eldritch form would cause madness, or even death, in any mortal who beheld it. For those of you who are familiar with most of my work, you may have noticed that all of this is quite the departure from my usual more light-hearted and whimsical fantasy fare. Last month I started reading The Gutter Prayer by Gareth Hanrahan, and I've been loving it so far. It's dark and gritty urban fantasy mixed with cosmic horror, and not something I ever thought I would enjoy so much. The book's phenomenal world building inspired me to revisit an idea I had a few years ago for an RPG setting, fleshing it out and adding a few darker fantasy and horror themes of my own. Here you can see me designing another Ageless one. My idea for the Ageless was for them to be a blend between eldritch horrors and fey creatures. What humans in this world think of as elves, gnomes, unicorns, trolls, are actually just the assumed appearance of these mind-bending entities. This tentacled mole crab-like creature is obviously what a fantasy dwarf really looks like. Designing the Ageless, as well as the Thresholders and other inhabitants of this world, has been really fun, and allowed me to continue exploring uncanny organic shapes and textures since I started with last October's Cozy Cosmic Horrors. I'm really happy with how I decided to render the shimmering glamour effect on these Ageless designs, which I hope makes them feel more like interdimensional beings than just monsters. Next, we have another inhabitant. Designing these creatures proved to be a lot more challenging, so unfortunately I don't have recorded footage of me drawing the initial pencil lines. As I alluded to earlier, At the height of their power, the mages of this world were conducting all kinds of horrific experiments using threshold magic. One of those experiments resulted in the creation of what I am, for now, calling Leechcraft constructs. These beings are entirely made up of a hyper-processed paste, magically imbued with sentience and stuffed into a cloth and metal suit. The suit, including its face-like helmet, is inspired by an early diving suit design from the 1700s. The paste is made up of both inorganic and organic material, plants, waste, even bodies. I imagine the mages created these constructs to carry out their manual labour and fight their wars of conquest. Once the mages fell from power and the threshold was closed, I see these constructs wandering the blighted lands aimlessly for a long time, gradually gaining autonomy and self-awareness. I think they would be haunted by dreams and fragmented visions of past existences, the blurry memories of the various life forms that went into their paste. I wanted these constructs to be inherently tragic, but not devoid of hope. With the rule of the mages over, the lands need healing, and I think they would be all too happy to find a new purpose in building where they once helped destroy. By setting this world after all the wars and disasters, all of which caused by rampant greed and a disregard for nature and life, I want to focus on that hope, that desire to build something new and better. That is all the concept art I have for this world-building project so far. I haven't decided yet if I want to eventually make it available as a system-neutral RPG setting, or turn it into a fully-fledged game using my passkey system. I suppose it could even work as both, but first I have to finish it. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to stay up to date with my work and creative projects like this one, be sure to subscribe to my free newsletter, the Penflower Post, over on my Patreon. All the various links are in the video description below. Until next time, bye bye.